Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco, and not too long ago I made a video on how to ship just regular raw comics, in which I had a few people ask me how to ship slab comics, graded comics, you know. So I do have one that I have to ship out today. Someone purchased this Something's Killing the Children 9.8 from me. So I have to ship it out, and I have some things. I'm going to show you how to do it. And this is also going to be a good instructional video for anyone that you know, just wants to know how to ship a graded comics, whether you have experience with shipping comics before, you're looking to improve your game, or you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. And this is, again, good if you want to send this video to someone you're purchasing from off eBay or something, and you're a little worried they might not know how to ship the comic. Because even though graded comics, you know, are in this encapsulated plastic, the shipping companies lately have been doing some atrocious things with packaging. So it is important to make sure that you wrap this thing up like a tank, just in case the worst happens. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into it. So first off, this isn't huge, but sometimes if you have, you know, the extra little bag to put the graded comic in, go ahead and throw this in. Now this will just prevent maybe some scuffing or something like that from happening. And I'm just going to take a little piece of masking tape here. I got a piece of fuzz on there. Or painter's tape, rather. And again, I'm all about pull tabs. So you just take the tape over, fold it over like that so it's easy for someone to open. And we're going to do that as much as possible. There's not too much areas to do that here when you have a graded comic. When there's a lot of pull tabs I put on when shipping raw comics. But there we go. It's in a plastic bag. Not 100% necessary, but I had one laying around, so I'm going to put it in there just for that extra little bit. So real quick, I'm going to show you everything I got here. I have my business card. I have a poster. It's just a little freebie that I'm going to throw in there. If you have any kind of anything, if you're selling it and you want to put a note in there, talking about your business or this or that, or your YouTube channel or whatever you're doing, make sure you have all that ready to go. I also have, like I said, painter's tape. Love painter's tape because it's super easy to use and super easy to take off when it needs to come off. I have some shipping tape, some bubble wrap, some extra cardboard, which I'm actually going to throw that over here for now. I have some of this packing paper, and I have my shipping box. Now this box is going to be, this might be a little bit on the smaller side, honestly, but it should, as long as I, package it well, it has enough room on all sides of it to have a lot of extra protection in there. So I would not ship anything smaller than this, but I was looking at it and I was like, this should work. Making sure I don't have any info on there. Alrighty, so first thing we're gonna do is, where's my extra cardboard go? I just had it. I take a little bit of extra cardboard, and I'm just gonna put this, and this is just from a pop box. Again, don't got, spend money you don't have to on things, but just some extra cardboard I had laying around. And when I'm laying around, picked it up from the shop. We're going to get that painter's tape again, make us some pull tabs, and just kind of paint, well, I guess, yeah, it'll be fine. Painter's tape around the edges here to keep it in place. And this will just act as, again, another layer of protection. So I'm going to fold that in and fold that over. And let's see, I don't know how strong this painter's tape will be. That'll have a pretty serious bend, but yeah, that'll keep it down. And plus, once it's in the packaging and everything, it'll hold it down. So, already, we got this thing pretty nice and sturdy. Now, we're going to then take the bubble wrap and just go over it a couple of times, which might use up all of my bubble wrap here. I'm not sure. And we're pretty low on it. We'll just go ahead and... Nah, I changed my mind. I'm going to cut it right here so that I can go the other way on it. let me quickly, and this one's not super important, this one's to hold it in place. I will put a pull tab on here. Not a huge deal, just to kind of keep it, again, in place, but also make it convenient, because again, if you're selling, you know, as a business, you want them to come back to you and purchase again. Make it convenient for them to open. You know, don't make them have to spend a half hour to open the dang thing. So, just a few pieces of painter's tape on there to hold it all together. Because it doesn't have to be, you know, ready to survive a nuclear bomb. It just has to be ready to survive the post office, which is close. I'll give you, but not quite. So that is good enough. It doesn't have to be crazy. Don't, please. I mean, you can. No one's gonna complain. But if you take this and then take your shipping tape and then wrap it all the way around, yes, it is protected. I appreciate it. But I'm going to be so upset the next 20 minutes that I spend opening this thing and making sure I don't stab and scruff up my slab in the process. This is plenty good. Just use some painter's tape. I can peel this off super easy, and it is sticking on there fine. So we're going to then take our box. And I actually, I meant to put, whatever, not a big deal. I meant to put the poster and business card in there. I will just now slip this in here. And then I guess tape the sides up. But yeah. It's when you're making a little instructional video, sometimes you forget the simple things. Hold that over there. And fold that over there. And that should definitely probably stay in there now. The business card might fall out. Not a huge deal. It's better to put it with your comic. It would have been the best spot to put it in would have been to put it in the bag that I put the comic in, actually. But so now we have the box. I'm not going to take all this paper. Maybe just about this much. I do apologize if this is loud. I am all for recycling stuff, okay? There's plenty of, honestly, you can use newspaper as long as you wad it up and get it in there right, which I know you're getting newspaper, they put it in your mailbox. I don't want it either. You can use it for this, you know? So, put a nice little protective layer in the bottom here. Set your comic in here. Squish it down, you know, don't put too much pressure, but squish it down a little bit. And we're gonna take this other piece of paper, get in here, and also try to really focus on filling out the cracks, filling out the gaps here. Again, I do apologize if it is not pleasant to listen to. But we are protecting comics out here. So as you can see, I don't want to tilt it too far, but as you can see, that is nice and secure. Once I close it up and shake it around, it's not moving. Now, earlier this week, I was actually doing, it wasn't a comic, it was an action figure. And I packaged it up, had all the paper in there, thought it seemed pretty secure. And I shook it up a little bit, and I was like, there's a little bit of movement. Not a big deal. Go back in with a little bit more paper, bubble wrap, whatever. You know, find a little spot that is loose and fill up that crack. Now, again, obviously there's gonna be some jiggle to it, but it's nothing. You don't hear any like loud noises or anything. I feel very confident that this thing will make it as long as it's not run over by a tank. So, other than that, last thing to do is tape it up. You'll have to excuse me, my tape dispenser is terrible. If you know where to buy a good one of these, please let me know, because these things suck. And I will put some more tape on there. I'm going to put my label and everything like that on there first, but that will be after the video is over. But that is how you ship a graded comic. I may have not been super clear last time I was talking about shipping raw comics. Obviously, this is not the one and only way. There are different ways. Some people might look at them and be like, that box is too small. I think it's going to be fine. But again, as long as it's packaged well on the inside, that's what really matters. is how well you pack it and how much protection you put around that comic on the inside. And again, there's other ways. You don't necessarily need the bag. You don't necessarily need the cardboard. Maybe you want to do all bubble wrap. It's a little bit more expensive that way. But maybe you have extra bubble wrap. Go ahead. Go for it. It's going to be pretty well protected. But yeah, there's little slight variations. Everybody's going to do things a little differently. But if you want a good way, you know, and you're unsure or whatever it is, this is a pretty solid shipping method. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like. It means a lot to me. Also, if there's someone you know that needs to know how to ship some comics, feel free to send this video and my other video. I'll have it linked on the end card here. But yeah, feel free to send those videos to them because they might just need it. That's going to be all for today, though, and I will see you all next time. Ha 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 ha!